to be rough, but that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's License to Spin for the final race of the season from Cirque du Soleil, otherwise known as Le Mans, and someone who is Le Mans. How are you, Ray?
What do you mean, Le Mans?
The man.
I'm very well.
The man.
Oh,
not a lemon. The man.
Fucking Gary.
What are you doing to Gary? Okay, we've got the standings on the screen, as you can see, folks. Now we've got a few battles going on here. The title will be decided today. 4 points between DBR9 and Steve F1. Bit of a gap to Conrad. Conrad can still win the championship if the two ahead of him don't finish. SGP's in a bit of no man's land. Nelly, well, not far away from actually, 4 points. Bit of a battle for fourth then. But we've got a right ding-dong battle for eighth, all the way down to 14th, really, haven't we, Ray?
Yeah, sorry, the dog was barking, so I was wondering if I'd be a delivery driver at the wrong fucking address. It's been happening all past couple of weeks.
Oh dear. Well, here we go. For the final grid of the championship, Demon R on pole position. SGP joins him on the front row here at Le Mans. Reminder to everybody as well, we've got two tyre compounds, soft and medium to use, as someone who's been using the tyres well lately on third there, Ray.
Yeah, Conrad, he's been using the tyres well. He's had pace as well. Both have got SRI. Fifth, got Artpal, I believe he's missed a couple of weeks, or a week at least. Last week, I think it was. Yep. We've got Jimmy and sixth, and then seventh, we've got Nelly.
Yeah, Rich Blues sitting in 8th place, and then Steve F1 all the way at the back in 9th, just ahead of Formula Gary in 10th. Now, in qualifying, unfortunately, the drivers weren't able to finish their final timed lap because of the way the screen works. I just got put off by the pack cam there. So 5 lights, and away they go. Oh, Nelly had a slow start there. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. Let's stop there, Ray.
Yep.
Okay, the pack cam is way out of sync.
Hello?
Yeah, way out of sync. Bollocks.
By a light.
Well, 2 lights, yeah. How much is it in terms of when these cars go? How far is it? Go. Oh, it's 3 seconds.
No, if it's a bit of a delay, then that means we can look if...
Okay, well, I suppose we can go with it. We can give it a try, can't we? Right, okay.
It's going to rip your head, but...
Well, see, now I'm sat here thinking, do we just keep this whole portion in? Okay. What do we do now? Let's see, let's go back.
Because you would need to edit it and then...
Right, I tell you what we'll do.
Re-upload it and everything.
Yeah, it could be done, but it'd take a while. So, right, let's get to... Okay, let's get to on the clock next to play on YouTube. 2 minutes 7 seconds, where when you move from one frame to the other, it goes from black screen to cars on track.
2 minutes and what?
2 minutes 7 seconds. You can use the comma and decimal point to move frame by frame. So if you go frame left, it'll be black screen. Frame right, it'll be race screen.
Well, it's in between for me.
Is it?
It's like just dying down. You can see total, and that's for 207, you said, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, get it to 207 where you've got full screen where they're on the track. So it's not black screen, it's a full screen of the track.
Full screen of the track? Is that 206, you mean?
No, it's 207. Well, it's 207 on mine.
Oh.
It'd be weird if it was different for you compared to mine. What was that noise?
I'm showing you my screen as I go to. Oh shit! I haven't got to the right. If I go back, what one is it? Decimal.
Decimal point and the comma next to it.
So if I, I'm going forward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do the one to the left of it.
if I go to 06, and then as soon as it just dulls down a bit, and then it goes to 207. Give me a reset.
Sorry, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, that's 207.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stop. Okay, so leave it on that screen. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a little I will cut and edit like us starting and then we'll restart. So we will restart from this point, but what we can do now is I would actually mention that okay, we've had a bit of a technical issue and I can explain about the pack cam being a couple of seconds on delay, and then I will give us a countdown to play. Either that or we start the whole thing again. I don't really fancy doing that because I don't remember what I fucking said. Right, okay, so right, what was it? A few moments later. Okay, so there's been a bit of a technical issue. Apologies, folks. In that, as you may see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, the pack cam is not there. For some reason, it has got misaligned. And so the pack cam is going to be about 3 seconds delay compared to the main screen. Good thing about that, though, Ray, is it means we might get to see an instant replay. And we also might not.
Yep.
But you never know. So just so everybody knows, yeah, what we'll see in the pack cam is going to be delayed by a few seconds. Apologies for that. Didn't know that that had happened. We could rectify it, but by doing so means it takes another day to get the commentary done. Yeah, me and Ray got drinking to do. So I'm going to finish my drink and then we'll start again, shall we, Ray?
Yeah. Can't get this stuff these days.
I know last week was a day late, this week on time, but fucked up the video. Oh dear, right.
Yeah.
I'm just pouring me, I was going to say special brew, but it's not special brew. It's in a blue can, other beers are available. And it kind of says, good day, mate. You're going to end up down under.
Foster's. You know, just drink for the can, no?
No, I don't like drinking from the can. I like to drink from a glass.
That must just be a joke.
Right, okay, so are we ready then to get into the final race of the championship? Actually, you know what? Seeing as we've got this momentary delay, it actually gives us an opportunity to mention what happened to Steve F1 and a few of the other drivers in qualifying here. Okay, so unfortunately, one of the features of GT7, and it was similar for GT Sport, except GT Sport had it a bit better. On GT7, once... Oh, that's Ray finishing his live stream. Yeah, on GT7, once the checkered flag falls in qualifying, you have a time limit to finish your flying lap. And the maximum time limit you can have is 2.5 minutes. Whereas a qualifying lap around Le Mans in these cars takes about 4 minutes. Now, when you consider getting out and doing an out lap, so say 4 minutes 30 seconds, and then you do a timed lap of about 4 minutes, you're at 8 minutes 30 seconds, so you've got 1.5 minutes to cross the line, and then 2.5 minutes to finish your lap, which puts it right on the bubble of being able to complete the lap. Unfortunately for Steve F1 and a couple of the other drivers, they weren't able to complete that final flying lap. Now, you might wonder, why hasn't Steve F1 got a lap time from his first flying lap? Well, he did an out lap and pitted so that he'd have fresher tyres with less fuel. Unfortunately, got caught out by the clock. And could have a massive effect on this race regarding the championship. Okay, now that's explained. See, it wasn't a fuck up with the editing, Ray. It was an intentional mistake to allow us to explain this.
And also, Steve F1 forgot about that timing thing until I was trying to push Jimmy because we were at the last chicane with 10 seconds to go.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. It was very, very close. Okay, right. Are we ready to get this done then, Ray?
Yep.
Good stuff.
Ready
I hope everybody at home is ready to see what is going to happen in the finale of the License to Spin. So I'm going to give us a countdown in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! So here we go then. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's get the racing. Oh, Nelly with a little bit of a slow start. Steve F1 making a move straight away. And on the pack cam, they were very slow away. SGP's got a bit of a run on Demon R towards turn 1. It's a little kinky. And then we're into the braking zone of turn 2. Oh, Connor! I don't know if he wanted to squeeze in there or he ended up in there.
Yeah, he was wanting in the middle of the sandwich. He was wanting a paling sandwich.
Oh, that he was. It's really... Demon R and SGP are two people you do not want to get in between of, not unless you are also 6 foot and about 300 pounds, because you're going to get squished. So SGP then taking the lead of the race.
Somebody off the background.
Oh yeah,
it's
Gary.
Gary, I think.
Yeah, it was able to see it on the pack cam. Now, interestingly, Conrad is on the medium compound tyre. As a sort of half mentioned earlier on, we've got 2 tyre compounds to use, the softs and the mediums. Conrad's got a bit of a run here on Demon R, but he's giving him a bump draft, and that's not a bad idea, really, is it, Ray?
No, because if he pulls out of the slipstream here, he's going to get mugged from the car behind. Conrad!
Oh, yeah, Conrad. So I saw Gary going a bit deep on the main screen and then rewatched it on the pack cam. That was actually kind of cool. But I did miss Connor. What happened to Connor?
He just got an accelerator a wee bit too keen and had a wee moment coming out. So SRI got past him. And now he's joining this battle here.
That is. Demon R also on the medium compound tyre, Ray. So Conrad and Demon R starting on the harder compound.
Conrad went a wee bit wide. I wonder if he'll get a penalty. Oh, Nelly!
Did you saw that as well then? I don't know if it was lag or not, but there was a definite big difference in speed for a moment. SRI's got a run.
I hope he brought his lip.
I hope he's brought his underwear. Well, a spare pair, because they've got a hole in them. Okay, SRI making the move on Demon R. I'm wondering then whether SRI has got the soft compound tyre on. Maybe SGP's got the soft compound tyre on as well. For Steve F1, though, he's already up to 6th place. A bit of a gap to Artpow. Okay, so with the tyres from the practice session the drivers had, I believe the soft compound tyre can do about 5 laps, Ray, but the 5th lap could get a little bit sketchy. Not sure about how the mediums are going to go, though.
Yeah, I think we were trying to get this 6 laps on mediums, just that way you could do an undercut if possible, but you can get 5 laps on softs, like you say, the last lap a bit sketchy.
But the thing is, if you do 5 laps on the softs, it means 5 laps on the mediums, and less laps on the mediums might be a good thing. On the pack cam, Steve F1's got a bit of a run on Artpow, but actually doing a bit of bump drafting as SRI on the main screen is fending off Demon R at the moment. Steve F1 and Artpow heading into the Porsche curves side by side. Are they going to slot in? No, I think Steve F1's got the move done. Yes, he has. Gets ahead into the
Gary. Nailing Gary was like get out.
Connor may have got a bit wide through the Porsche curve. Saw it on the pack cam. Yes, dropped back a little bit from Demon R. Steve F1 breaking away a little bit from Artpow. Gary and Nelly still side by side as they make their way towards the final 4 corners. Some people hate these chicanes, you know, Ray. I love them, you know.
it's a hit and a miss. It depends on the day and the mood I'm in.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
especially that red sausage.
Do you not like the Savoy?
No, it's Demon Hours bum drafting SRI into the King.
Yes,
I think that is.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Up towards turn one. Oh, from the Gary's got a 1 second penalty. I would guess that would be for track limits as they try and get slowed down into the Dunlop chicane. I'm guessing that's what it's called because of that bridge. They will have proper corner names, but once again, I am lacking. Gary's got another penalty. It's up to 1.5 seconds. Okay, Nelly on the medium compound tyre as well. I didn't really look at what tyre Steve F1 was on. Softs. Okay, well,
Softs.
Yes, that's what I said. Softs.
Oh, Gary, that's going to be a penalty. He was out wide there on
Jimmy's
the main screen.
Jimmy's got one as well. And that's the thing, unfortunately, there is a fair few places around this track where you can't pick up the track limits penalties. As Gary got a bit of a run on Art Powell. Steve F1 making a run. Yeah, he is on the soft compound. He's got a penalty, though. So he's trying to make a move on Conrad. Oh, Art Powell.
Art Powell was caught out. Well, I don't know if Art Powell was caught out or just missed his braking point. But Conrad was on the brakes a wee bit earlier than Steve F1, but that might be in the tyre compound.
That's what I was thinking, because Steve F1 and Art Powell were both on the soft compound tyre. Conrad's on the mediums, remember, so Conrad could get mugged here. Art Powell is kind of actually helping Conrad at the moment because he's fending these other guys off. Steve F1, though, on those soft compound tyres, bit of lag, I think. It looked like it.
Was it?
Yeah,
was it?
yeah, I think a bit of lag on Gary's car. Oh, Nelly!
Oh, somebody's went straight on.
Yeah, it was Nelly, I think. Oh, Rich has got a bit wide as well. Conrad struggling a little bit on these medium tyres in the first couple of laps.
Jimmy's got him. Jimmy's got past him.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah. Now, something I had heard, Ray, from a few of the drivers, was the medium compound, that it takes a couple of laps to get the tyres really working. So for the likes of Connor, who's losing places now, is taking a bit of pain to hopefully get a bit of gain later on. Steve F1 is right on the back of Demon R now as well. There's Jimmy and Conrad side by side. I think Jimmy's on the soft tyres. He's got to be on the soft tyres.
Yeah, possibly. As he was hugging that inside line, so Conrad couldn't get the shorter distance round the corner.
What's the saying? Hugging it like his favourite grandma. Okay. Oh no, Conrad's ahead. Yeah. How's Connor got ahead?
I don't know. Maybe a bit of a bum draft or something by Art Powell.
Maybe.
This is where you know who your friends are, is when you don't get bum draft down these straights.
Yeah. Who
and I know who the fuck you.
I have no idea. I don't know what you're on about. I do not know what's coming up soon. Art Powell got a run on Conrad, but is he just going to do a bit of bum draft then? He might be. I mean, one of the things for the drivers at the start of the race, they have no idea what tyres each other are on. You can have a bit of a guess by how people's pace might be going. But having said that, yeah, there's no other indicators, is there? It's not like you look at the tyre markings as you're driving round or anything like that. So for the likes of
I wonder if there's a difference in the tyre wall colour.
There is, because they're editable, aren't they?
All right, Alan.
Yeah. Not on all tyres on the go. Oh, Jimmy going for the pit lane.
In the pit.
Well, I hope he's going for the pit lane because that's where it's heading. Steve F1 went a bit wide as well on the exit of the Porsche curves. May have picked up a bit of a penalty for that. He has also dropped back from Demon R because he was serving a penalty earlier on in this lap. Yeah, so with the tyres on the game, quite a lot of them, you can edit the decals on the side, especially with the race tyres. But it is a bit of a shame. It would be nice if there was some kind of visual indicator. For us, I mean, okay, we can see and we're showing the view. Oh, wow, Rich. Obviously, we can see it on the screen at the bottom, but yeah, there is no other indicator other than that, apart from when people are heading to the pitch. Now they got a bit of shape there. Got a bit twitchy, and Gary is now all over the back of him.
Yep. Let's see what happens here. Ooh. Oh, Gary!
That could be a penalty. Well,
yeah, I think should have been a wee bit more space left for Gary, but from what I could see, Steve, SGP, sorry, on Racing Softs.
Yeah, decent amount of wear. SRI's pretty much got the same level of wear. I didn't see the rear tyres though. 3 laps, we're on the 3rd lap. So actually their tyre wear's pretty good. Demon R's on the mediums, he's got plenty of life left in those tyres. Actually his 2nd lap was a 4:01. Steve F1's on the softs. They've got quite a bit of wear on them. He's pushing those a bit by the looks of it. His previous lap was also a 4:01, isn't there? A lot of pressure now. Arp out, soft tyre. Better condition than Steve F1's at the moment. And Conrad on the mediums keeping up with Steve F1.
Yeah, and he could bum driving Steve F1. Hopefully they'll get slowed down here. Yep, get up, pal, and... Oh, Conrad!
Code Brown. Code Brown and code penalty. I think Steve F1, Conrad, Gary have all got half-second penalties, you know. That could spread things out a little bit when we get to the penalty
The leaders
zone.
are getting closer.
Yeah.
The leaders were getting closer, you could see it.
Yeah, on the pack cam from there we are. It's
Yeah,
actually a change of lead. Oh no, nearly. Oh, here comes Demon R as well. So SRI and SGP side by side. No one getting a slipstream. Could this be the bump draft he was on about, SRI? This one, SRI's getting a bump draft, look. Oh no, he's not.
What?
Oh no, he's not. Oh dear. Oh, a double slipstream split. Well.
You take the left cheek, I'll take the right cheek.
One's a bit saggier than the other. Okay, so SGP holds on to the lead. SRI holds on to 2nd place. Demon R stays in 3rd. Steve F1 is still in 4th there. Conrad, twitching about on a bit on these medium compound tyres. Now, interestingly, I'm wondering if I mentioned earlier about the medium tyres take a couple of laps to warm up. I'm wondering if we've sort of got to a bit of a crossover point where SGP and SRI's soft tyres are starting to wear a little bit, and Demon R's medium tyres are starting to get a bit quicker because he's on the charge.
Steve F1 dropping back in the background.
Oh yeah.
That's the penalties.
Yeah.
Penalties, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, looking at the pack cam, it does look like it was the penalties. Demon R not able to force the move on SRI there. But for Demon R as well, though, Ray, although he's leading the championship, he can't afford to be making any major errors, can he? And having a bit of a crash by attempting to make an overtake.
He's going to be a good boy by the looks of it. He's not. It doesn't look like he's really trying. He's maybe trying to put SRI looking in his radar and his mirrors to see where he is.
Is there a car park there?
I thought it said parking here when Demon R's behind you.
Quite possible.
That's for the bum draft.
Right, Steve F1 into the pit, so he's done 3 laps on the soft tyre. You mentioned about maybe doing 4 laps on the softs and going for an undercut. Steve F1's going for 3 and a big undercut. Connor's a little bit sideways as well. The mediums not really firing up for him, are they? See, whereas Demon R's mediums have kind of they've got into the zone now, seem to be quick. Conrad's maybe it's just because he's in that battle. It's synchronised! Did it? Wow!
Nell as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Nelly's not long. Honestly, no, that's his starting tyre.
No.
Well, that wasn't as bad as Rich's from last week, which we are going to be having a look at on the pack cam. No, not the pack cam. The G spot, which it should be done this weekend. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, SRI. Oh, Demon R's got a penalty. What a cheat!
Yeah, I wonder where that came from.
Jimmy's on fresh tyres.
It might have been the wee king coming on.
The right-hander coming onto the Mulsanne. Yeah, so where we saw Art Pal and Nelly spinning. Maybe it's where we saw Gary run a bit wide. SRI's taking the lead of the race. Oh. Can you tell that SGP's the one that controls the cameras because not a single camera fucking saw that?
Exactly.
If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. Okay, so look at their tyres. SRI's tyres actually not bad. Let's see, SGP, I don't know how his tyres are. Now for SRI, could he get another lap out of these? Oh, I don't know. I think that rear left might struggle a bit to do it, you know, Ray.
Yeah, it'd be tricky, wouldn't it?
That's the SGP tyres. We probably did see him a moment ago. Demon R, that penalty's really hurt him. He's dropped way off. Steve F1 with pitting.
Conrad in the background.
Oh, I didn't see it. Can I see it on the pack cam? Nope, we're looking at Art Power, Nelly, and someone else. Steve F1 is in 8th place. So he'll be getting boost. So Conrad's got plenty of life left in his tyres. I don't know about in general. I don't know what's going to he could get him, but I bought some tomorrow. Please don't. I hope that doesn't. That's one prediction. I don't want to get right. Art Power's going to be pitting soon, I think, Ray.
Yep. Steve F1, he's got press medium, so he'll be getting the boost. Gary's got
4.5 seconds of penalties. Oh, you know what that'll be? I bet 3 seconds of that is from pit entry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
So would I. Okay, so SRI with that slither of tyre on that rear left. I think if I was in that car, I would be thinking about pitting at this lap. SGP closing in on the back of him as they make their way through the Porsche. To be fair, though, the car's looking stable. So, I mean, that's the thing. If the car's looking stable,
room for 4 seconds.
Wow. Well, keep going then, maybe.
Steve F1, SGP, sorry, a wee bit worse off than SRI.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? That rear left and the front left has actually gone a little bit more. To be fair, though, these two still running a decent pace. Demon R isn't really closing in on them. At the moment as they make their way through the final few corners. That's not the way you want to go. Oh, SGP. Oh, you can't get into the pits from there, son. Oh, do a little pirouette for the fans. Oh,
he was doing a Jimmy line.
Aye, that he was. I think. Powell, he was going for the pits.
For pits. Yeah.
Did you see it on the back cam? It looked like, I saw a glimpse and it looked like a crash. But yeah, he's heading into the pits. Okay, so Steve F1 then, medium compound tyre on Nelly now, who's also on medium compound tyre, but he's been on them 5 laps. So Steve F1's got much fresher tyre. Jimmy's gone deep. This could be an easy move for Steve coming up now on Jimmy, but once Steve gets into that 5th place, he's not going to be getting boost anymore. And I don't know how far off the leaders he is at the moment. Jimmy's got no grip.
Yeah, I mean, well, he has grip. He just went wide. Yeah. He's got plenty of grip.
What a move. Yeah, that is Jimmy's tyre. So he's got plenty of tyres, but yeah. So Steve F1 makes the move. Rich Blues giving Jimmy a bit of a bump draft. I think Nelly might be into the pits soon. Pat Cam is on Conrad, who actually is closing in again on Demon R by the looks of it in 2nd place as we have a look here, main screen, SRI. Yeah, his tyres are suffering, but he's got the benefit, obviously.
402, his last lap.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good lap time. So it's a question of what will this lap time be. I wonder if Demon R closed the gap in on him? A little
I'd say a little bit. Yeah.
Not much, but I think that penalty's definitely hurt Demon R. SRI a little bit deep. Oh, a little bit wide. Oh, what's that? Anything SGP could do, I could do better. No, SGP did it better because he put a pirouette in there as well.
I've done it better because I still got out in front of SGP.
Well, true. Okay, it depends on your definition of better.
Rich Blues go.
Yeah, that was not better. That was not better. Okay, so both SGP and SRI, interestingly, SRI's spin was on the end of the 4th lap, start 5th. So on that 5th lap of the soft tyre, coming a bit of a cropper. Steve F1 got Nelly right up his chufter. Nelly, has been on these tyres from the start, so his fronts are in good nick.
See, SJP up the road, so SJP, Demon R,
Whoa!
Conrad and SRI have all still to pit. Sorry.
So, anyone watching this, feel free to rewind and just see how quick Gary went. And if you're thinking, well, where's Gary? Exactly. Okay, so sorry to have interrupted you there, Ray. What was you talking about, my friend? That's all right.
Well, Steve F1's there. You can see SJP ahead of him, and everyone in front of Steve F1's got to pit.
Yeah, that is true. And the car right behind Steve has got to pit. Jimmy went a little bit wide. Yeah, this could be looking pretty good for Steve. Oh, wow, Jimmy, what happened there? Could be looking good for Steve F1, depending on how his tyres last. You're right, he can, on the longer straights, just see the back of SGP. So Demon R's tyres, they're not looking too bad, but I wouldn't want to do more than one more lap on them, I don't think. But look at the lap times: 4:01, 4:02.9, 4:04.4. Not great lap times if I into the pits.
Is he on the brakes, getting in? Oh, Conrad's going for another lap.
Oh, interesting.
SRI's in the pits.
And SGP. No surprise there. Conrad's tyres, though, looked in worse condition than Demon R's did, but he's going for the extra lap, perhaps just wanting the fresher tyre life. Now, this is what you were on about, though, wasn't it, Ray? Steve F1 could end up net lead here.
Yeah, well, because Conrad's still to pit as well, so...
Yeah. I mean, Steve F1...
You still forgot to ask Steve F1 if that line down his fucking car is for his...
direction. Oh, Jimmy's got a 2.5 penalty. Naughty boy. Oh, it might just get a little bit bigger as well. Gary and Arpout battling up towards turn 1. And the kick, as that is SRI coming out of the pits behind them. SGP just making his way out of the pits now. Demon R's ahead of Gary and Arpout. So it's Gary and Arpout blasting it out through the Dunlop. Down the hill there was Demon R going through. And you know what? Interestingly, not only is Steve F1 potentially going to... Oh, Gary's a bit wide. Arpout side by side. Can he get the move done? Yes, he does. So Steve F1 potentially could end up net lead here, but also Demon R has come out the pits in 5th, no boost. He's not going to gain on Steve F1 unless it's down to pure lap times on the soft compound tyre, as Gary making a bit of a move on Arpout.
Yes, Demon R's got a lot. Whoa.
Okay, I know I've had a beer, but...
That was like a bit of dial up there.
Yeah, I know I've had a beer, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that just saw that.
Has he put too much chlorine in his car?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. It's a little bit too chemicalistically clean. Okay, now I am liking this, though. For Gary and Arpal, in this situation, bump drafting each other is a good idea, because look, they're all over the back of Demon R. Now is Arpal going to go for the move? He's having a look, but Arpal is on the medium compound tyre. Demon R's on the soft. I mean, Demon R does not need this happening now, does he? He needs to be catching up to Steve F1, and Steve F1's a good 10 seconds up, 8-9 seconds up the road.
And also, he doesn't want SRI to get a sneaky move in here as well.
I mean, this is a very interesting situation. We've got Demon R on the soft tyre, Arpal I think on the mediums, Gary I think on the mediums, SRI on the mediums, but the Arpal, SRI and Gary will have the benefit of boost in this sort of area. Okay, so Steve F1 is up the road, Arpal, purple sector.
Yep, purple burger, all that.
That's the one.
Gary and SRI side by side. Goes up, pal going. Who's he giving?
Both. I think I like that move though. I'm not going to slipstream either one of you. I'll slipstream half of both of you. And to be honest, it does work as a slipstream tactic as well. You can get half a slipstream. But thankfully, or Demon R will be thinking, thankfully, down
GP as well. So this is bringing everybody back. And Artpal can hold everybody up as well. He's got fresh
Tyres.
tyres as well, so he's in this battle as well.
Absolutely.
So this is shaping out to an interesting battle.
And an interesting factor that's just happened, because Jimmy's got a penalty and he's just served it. Demon R is now 4th, Artpal is 5th. Artpal's the first one without boost. This might be the key point where Demon R might be able to start breaking away. Yeah, Gary off. Conrad into the pits. Okay, so here we go. This is a tense moment, especially for the champ. Yeah, look at Demon R pulling away. So, may have gone a little bit wide there. May have got away with it. Actually, you know what? We're not seeing that many cars run wide there. I'm liking it. SRI having a look at the inside of Artpal. He's looking. It's one thing catching, it's another thing passing.
Jimmy, I think Jimmy was trying there.
He was having a good old ding-dongly go, that's for certain. Okay, Demon R on the back of Rich Blues. Oh, Demon R up the arse end of Rich Blues.
What's he doing that for?
Well, he likes a bit of Jamaican jerk. It's spicy. Okay, so where's Conrad? Conrad's coming out in 7th place. So Jimmy, that's not the way you want to go. Oh, then I've just seen it on the pack cam again. I thought it was the first one, which it was. But I tell you what, Rich is putting up a bit of a feisty defence. Oh, Demon R, was that a kind of get out my way?
And he's got to watch, because if Rich holds him up, he's got SRI coming behind him. Conrad, who would be going on to soft, is going to be
Charge. Conrad's not
Jason
far away.
SRI.
Yeah, okay. So, Demon R. I thought he had the move done on Rich Blues. He got up alongside, but not on this occasion. Side by side. Now, there's Steve F1 in the distance. Okay. Challenge on. Rich Blues has got decent. Oh, is he? Oh, no, he had decent speed, but Demon R coming past now. Demon R needs to. Oh, Conrad on the pack cam. Wow, making moves on Artpal. But now he's in the position of no boost rate. SRI's next to get up to Rich Blues. Okay, so title on the line here. Steve F1 leading, bit of a gap to Demon R. Conrad on the back of SRI, and Conrad's on the soft compound tyre, fresher than anybody else, I think.
Yeah, he was the last one to pit. Built from this set leaders, but yeah, we know Artpal pitted a couple laps ago. SRI pitted a couple laps ago. Is Conrad making a move on SRI on the inside? Rich, is he going to bum draft Rich? What's Rich going to do? SRI's trying to go round the outside.
It can be done around the outside. Connor trying to go
Connor's
inside.
SRI isn't there.
Oh no, yeah, I think you know what, on the medium compound tyre, SRI not being there might have been the right decision. But that now really, that just flicks this into another scenario. So we've got Demon R trying to hunt down Steve F1, but Conrad now at the head of the but with Rich Blues behind him, who hasn't got boost, and SRI who hasn't got boost, they could now get under attack from Artpal and Jimmy and Nelly. Oh, this is fascinating.
Where's SGP?
I don't know. Well, we've got two cars just having come around the Mulsanne curve. That's Gary and SGP, so I would guess he's one of those two. Right, okay.
But he was there behind, like, SRI.
I wonder if he's done another pit stop, you know. You know what, he might have. I am hearing, yeah, SGP did a second pit stop. He did a short stop on the mediums, using the boost to his advantage. Okay, right, Ray. I would like...
Oh, SRI's damaged Rich Blues, and he's going for the inside of the Porsche car.
Oh, just gets it done. Right, you keep doing that. I want to count a time between Steve F1 and Demon R on that pack cam. Okay, there's Steve F1. So
5, 4, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 5, 8, 9, 4.
It's not
Rich and Artpal. Rich and Artpal. Oh, they're going in the pits. Jimmy and Rich. That was nearly a big crash in the pits. Oh, that pal might get a penalty. That was close to a cut. Here comes SGP.
Okay, some
What's he doing with the bloody camera? Right, here we go. Steve F1, look at his tyres.
6 seconds. Go on.
The back left rear about halfway, and everybody else has got better tyres.
What the hell kind of camera action is this? It's like flickety, 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 flick, 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 flick. Okay, so there's Steve F1.
Drinking last
I
night?
think it might have been. Okay, Steve F1. You know what? He's got 3 laps to do. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 3 laps to do. Decent tyres. Demon R has got decent tyres there. Lap time 4:02. Got Conrad right behind him. There's the gap. I did manage to count it at about 6 seconds. And from what we kind of know, the soft tyres can be 2 to 3 seconds a lap faster than the mediums. But there is that crossover point where the mediums come good and the soft stock. Conrad's got loads of life in his tyres, look.
Yep.
Okay.
What does he do? Does he go straight up and attack Demon R, or is he going to work together and try and catch Steve F1 with a 6 second gap, did you say?
You know what? Yeah, 6 seconds. You know what? I think prior to this championship, I think Conrad may go for the move and try and pull away. I think this Conrad is a different Conrad. I think this Conrad knows if he battles Demon R, he can't catch Steve F1. Or at least it makes it harder. Whereas at the moment, they're both catching Steve F1. So why not follow Demon R, save the tyre, and push later on? Now, the scenario with the championship race at the moment, Steve F1 leading, Demon R in second place. Demon R still wins the championship by 1 point. But if Conrad gets ahead of Demon R and it finishes Steve F1, Conrad, Demon R, Steve F1 wins the championship. So this moment's coming.
And I've heard this new Conroy. What the fuck? Is he get hemorrhoids?
It's a new cream, that.
This new Conrad's got a lazy eye and his nickname Uzi. Uzi looking at.
Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's a shocker. That's a shocker right now. That was worse than all of them put together. Anyway. I'm just looking at Conrad's tyres there and thinking he is definitely just cruising right now, isn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't really heavy on the brakes into that corner there. So I think he's like maybe lifting and coasting a bit and then getting onto the brakes. Just that little bit lesser than full brakes.
Yep. The gap is down to 4 seconds. So it's come down a couple of seconds. But this is, we've talked about it loads though, don't we? 2 cars battle, they go slower. If Conrad and Demon R battle, Conrad may not catch Steve F1. Whereas, no offence to any of the drivers, but Demon R is one of the fastest drivers on the grid. So why not follow him if he's catching up to the car ahead? In Conrad's position here, the perfect thing to do is to do exactly what he's doing. Follow Demon R, look after the tyres, they both catch up to Steve F1, and then when the opportunity comes, Conrad's got the best tyres and he can go and win the race.
Yep, as I'm just watching his inputs now, hopefully we stay with a lift there, a couple of dabs on the brakes. He's not really on the brakes much, it's like lifting, he is lifting and coasting in places, or lifting when at the kinks of corners to try and save tyres.
And it's not like, the viewers can't see it, but it's not like he's fully on the brakes. This is like up here, little dab of the brakes. It's smooth on the power. It's not full on this. He's putting no punishment through the tyres whatsoever here. His last lap was a 3:59.6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only done that coming out the pits once.
Maybe that's what his lap time.
I did.
I think one of Demon R's lap times was a 4 minute. It might have actually been lap 8. It'd be interesting to see. But look at the gap now. So this is exactly what we're on about. We're on lap 9. We've got a lap and 89 million miles to go. But if Connor had been attacking Demon R, this isn't happening now. So in a way, for Demon R, this is like, yeah, great, well done, Connor. But at the same time, it's like, this still could end badly for Demon R. Conrad's got to run. Is he going to go for the move? This is a different...
Neil's got to run in the pack cam, but he's just bum drafting SGP.
Yeah, that is. This is a different Conrad. This is definitely a different Conrad. Okay, Steve F1 is holding on those medium tyres. Demon R may be within the slipstream. There's SRI. Loads of tyre life left. And got a bit of a gap to the battle you were on about here, Ray. Nelly and SGP.
Yep. And can we get the old Conrad back? we need somebody with a Kylie in the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SGP.
I don't like that one.
Yeah. I want that one. I don't like that one. Okay, SGP trying to make the move on Nelly. Steve F1 is still holding on. So these guys have gone through the Mulsanne curve with, again, out. I mean, Nelly! Oh, please don't reverse. Please don't. Oh, thank goodness for that. It would have been so easy. Oh, here we go. Battle on.
Go.
Conrad is bump drafting Steve F1. Oh, side by side.
He's got past Demon R.
Yeah, so this is now worst case scenario for Demon R. But
he's going for it. He's going for it.
Oh, what a move!
Breathe in. It's who's got the speed to the next corner.
It's not only that. Who does Demon R now bump draft if he has the opportunity? Is SRI? It looked like he nearly went a little bit deep. Demon R is not close enough to bump draft. What can Steve F1 do? He's going to be on the outside of the Porsche curves. I should have the grip down entry.
Tuck in and just get the slipstream of Conrad through here. But then it could be dirty air as well. Might affect
Steve F1's a little wide. Demon R's through. It's like that in a blink of an eye. So the championship has just taken. Steve F1's actually got a bit of a run on Demon R here. But I think for Steve F1, the medium compound tyres, Demon R's lap 8 was a 4 minute .1. So Connor doing a 3 minute. Oh, Demon R's got to run here. Yeah, Connor doing a 3 minute 59 while saving the tyres. If anybody wants proof ever of lifting, coasting, cruising can be quick, there it was.
Yep. And you said in a blinky eye. So a blinky eye, if you've got a lazy eye, is the blink still the same?
Well, it depends on whether it opens again. The thing is, if you've got a lazy eye and you're blinking and it won't open properly, so basically you've got constant cum face.
I like that.
Are you having fun then? No, I've got lazy eye. You just imagine it in the Daily Mail, or not the Daily, like the Mirror or something. Man reported for constantly ejaculating on a bus. Turns out he's just got a lazy eye.
Come in your war face.
Apologies to anybody out there that's got a lazy eye. But if you have, I bet your friends are laughing at this. If you've got
I've got one.
Have you? I didn't know that. What, friend or lazy eye?
Lazy eye.
You'll have to ask Kirsty after this. Kirsty, does my lazy eye face look the same as my front face? Anyway, right, enough of that. Okay,
Get back there.
yeah, Steve F1's tied. He's got life in him, but the pace isn't there in the tyres. SRI is holding 4th. SGP is in 5th place. And he's got Jimmy closing him down. But SGP has got the soft compound tyres, but so is Jimmy. Nelly's softs are knackered. Oh dear, he's got the boost though.
Oh, Arpal with a penalty, Gary with a penalty. Tiles are okay.
Interestingly, though.
What does Demon R do from here? Does he go and attack?
Well, well.
See, I keep thinking they're flashing the headlights or not. It's just done.
Well, the interesting thing for Demon R is in this scenario, Demon R wins the championship, so he doesn't need to try and force anything here. But I'm pretty sure if the opportunity became available to battle on the pack cam. Oh, don't know if that was a little late or a bit wide there from Nelly, but yeah. So if the opportunity becomes available, I think Demon R will go for it. But what he can't afford to do is end up dropping places now. So it's kind of like, do you want to win the race or do you want to win the championship?
Oh, he's on his arse.
Right. Putting the pressure on, that's for certain. I mean, he's definitely not making it easy for Conrad, that's for sure. He's not sitting on his laurels. I don't know what that means because I don't know what the bloody old laurels are other than laurel wreaths, so why would you want to sit on them? They're usually prickly. So Connor's tyres looking fairly good as he's heading up towards the Porsche curves for the final time. Oh, we got penalties galore going on here. Art Pal's on fairly fresh tyres. Coming up to Nelly. Nelly's on knackered tyres. SGP is hanging on. Demon R is well, he's actually still quite close. Oh, here we go, Nelly.
He's trying to make it 3 wide.
Oh, Jimmy Dopo! Oh, bad Nelly! Oh, dear.
Jesus.
No. Oh,
Christ. He nearly went to next season's track.
Aye. Oh, okay, so back to the leaders then. There's only now 4 corners to go. They're nose to tail. Conrad will be thinking, don't bin it, don't get hit. Demon R will be thinking exactly the same thing, I reckon. Also, don't go getting a penalty. Conrad, though, through the final corner for the final time, takes the win. Demon R second place. Steve F1 third. SRI holds on brilliantly for fourth. Pal pressure in SGP. Well, it's a bit messy and clunky over the curves, but they get through. 5th and 6th, 7th for Rich. Gary in 8th place, and then we've got Nelly recovering from a million miles away at the gravel trap, and Jimmy, who, did wait for him after absolutely annihilating him. But yeah, what a race there. Excuse me. What a race. I mean, Le Mans is one of those tracks where sometimes it can be difficult to really keep on top of what is happening because of it's such a long track and gaps and times can move around all over the place. But I've got to say, what a valiant effort from Steve F1, started in 9th place, pushed those soft tyres at the start really hard, got up to 4th place, great position, went for the undercut on the medium tyre. You know what, I don't think he could have done anything more than what he did. He made no mistakes that I remember seeing. And
He done a 2-lap undercut. That's bold.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So his tyres were 2 laps older than everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, he did have the advantage of when Demon R and Conrad pitted. They came out, or at least Demon R came out with no boost, and unfortunately for Steve F1, the tyre compound difference being perhaps the factor there rather than the drivers. But it does mean, I believe, unless there's any reports on Demon R, that Demon R will be taking the championship. But what about Connor once again, Ray? I think that's 3 in a row he's won.
Oh, I couldn't tell you if it was 3 in a row.
I could. It was 3 in a row.
But yeah, fantastic. I think what was it? When did you do the deep dive? Was it within this season, wasn't it? So
no, I think it was the last season.
You sure? I think it was one of his races this season. It'll be on the. Let me check. There's the Navigator video.
Yeah. So while you're trying to find it, for anyone that doesn't know what the deep dive is, basically one of the things that I have sort of always offered in the DGT League is obviously I put out lap guides and things like that. And I've always offered my services to help people improve on their driving or get to know a track. And sometimes that's by doing a one-to-one with them and watching them drive and picking out things that they could try differently and things like that. And a lot of it is aimed at, not outright pace, but it's about being able to be consistent. So brake at this point, turn at this point, and you will always make the corner regardless of your tyre life, and things like that. Now with a deep dive, that's a slightly different thing. And with Connor's, I think the video was about 2.5 hours long, but it wasn't this championship because it was
it was on the
American
mountain one where you go down and you've got the hairpin right next to the sea where people get off.
Yeah,
but that was just before.
That was literally just before this championship. It was like 2 or 3 weeks before this championship. And so on that deep dive, what I do there is basically go through someone's race footage and analyse everything that I see, whether it be good, bad, incidents, accidents, things that I think they could improve on. And I did that with Connors. I thought it'd only take about half an hour, and it took 2.5 hours. But Conrad watched it, took it all in, started trying to put it into practice, struggled with it, stuck at it, and has now finished this season stronger than any other driver, better tyre life than any other driver. We haven't seen him spinning, we haven't seen him crashing, we've seen him be patient, consistent, and not only that, fast. Because we've said it before, Connor's always been fast, but it could be like a really fast lap time and then a spin. Whereas now it's a really fast lap time followed by a really fast lap time and a really fast lap time. And that's when you become more of a threat. We said it before, Steve F1 is a threat because he's fast and he's consistent. Jim is a threat because he misses corners. But yeah, since Conrad has taken on board that deep dive video, the way he not only drives but has conducted himself on the track, we haven't seen him going for. Go on.
Race 1, race 2, he finished 4th. Race 3, he finished 3rd. So he's kind of got on board with it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think it was more getting the tyres to last and whatnot. He had a 9th place finish in race 4. So 1, 2, and 3, he was the top 4-3.
If I remember right, those first few races, he did say to me that he could see that the process was working, but there was still a few spins in there. So he was recovering and getting a good result. So he could see that it was working, but there was a few errors in there. But yeah, so the first 3 or 4 races were like that. What were the rest of them like?
It was second, race 5, so I think that's when we started to see it changing a bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Try to find race 6.
It's after race 5.
I've got race 6, but I'm waiting for the. Why is it not showing me?
Because it wouldn't have been live streamed, it was uploaded.
Yeah, I've got it now. Race 6, he was back to 4th. So about race 5 and 6 is when he started. Well, no, it would have been race 4. Because there was quite a few races where we're like, whoa, this is a different Conrad. We've said it for a couple races ago, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you as well. I know I've waffled on a lot here, but we are now on to the end of the season, and there is going to be, as the G Spot, it is going to be coming. I've got the video clips to put them together and get it out there, and it is going to cover a few things over the last few races. But I want to ask you, Ray, how you feel Critical and Nelly have got on in their first championship?
I think they've been great. They've came into the league. They've gone well with everybody. Like they have the banter and whatnot. Nelly's, I'd say, a wee bit more relaxed than Critical, and Critical's a wee bit hard on himself. But they're great, and it does take time to kind of get used to everybody and the league and whatnot. So they're doing great and just keep pushing forward. I think we're still to see Critical race with his wheel now updated properly and feeling better. We knew he took it out and was up a second and a half in time trial from when he got the wheel.
Well, I would hope that he didn't do it on time trial because he would be faster. But I believe what he did was once he'd done the updates on his wheel, he went back to the previous race we'd run, which is what I would do actually. He went back to the previous track that we'd run, and he did have the settings, so I'm sure he would have done it in a solo lobby, and just drove to see what lap times he could get, and did go a second and a half faster than he did when we had the race week. And that's an instant indicator of, okay, yeah, the wheel's working. Now, some people might go, well, he's done a whole race, so that's why he's 1.5 seconds faster. Well, no, because yes, he's done a whole race, but he's still 1.5 seconds faster than any of the laps he did in the race. So that's, apart from the boosted ones. But, yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see how he gets on going forward. I mean, in some ways, though, it's a bit unfortunate for Critical because the next championship, which is the Suzuki Swift, it is a Gold Star Championship, but it's going to be run slightly differently. I believe it's going to be 4 weeks, 2 races a night, 20 minutes a race. So it's kind of like a Swift Championship. But it is a Gold Star one, so people have got to race clean. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on with that one because it's front-wheel drive cars, completely differently, no pit stops or anything like that needed. But he's got just as much a chance of doing well as anybody else. After that, we're into the summer holidays where we'll do a few different things, but it'll give him time to really get used to the wheel on how it is now working, because I know I was talking to him a couple of nights ago and he was saying that it is so different that it does feel weird. He knows it feels better, but it feels weird, and I can understand that. If you got used to it doing certain things and now it's doing something different, it is going to take a bit of time to get used to it. So like the bit of a break from the Gold Star Championships could actually work in his favour. But yeah,
that's how when I come out the pits and I go, oh shit, I'm on truck settings.
Yeah,
it's because the wheel feels different and your brain just clicks straight away. Something's not right here, and like I found out it was in truck settings pretty early on, because you can have, what is it, 4 settings? Yeah, five different settings for the wheel we've got. So
well,
yeah, but yeah,
it'll definitely be interesting to see how he gets on. Now, I don't know if there's anybody else that you want to talk about from this championship.
Well, Steve F1 proved pretty consistent on his racecraft, his pitting, his pit strategies and whatnot, and just, I don't know how much the points are in the end now, but was just maybe one race that it's messed up. Well, not messed up, but one race that's caused. Yeah.
I think for both Steve F1 and Demon though, like Steve. Well, I know talking to Steve after Brands Hatch, I mean, a lot of people thought, well, it's Brands Hatch, Steve's going to win. But I know Steve himself, he knows that other people are quick at Brands Hatch. He might feel that is potentially one that got away. But at the same time, I mean, Demon R's had a couple of races that have got away. There was Suzuka. I mean, Suzuka was a big turning point in the championship, I think, for many people, because Demon R had, I think it was a 14-point lead going into Suzuka. Coming out of Suzuka, it was like a 4-point lead. All of a sudden, championship is on. And I think for Steve F1, maybe Brands Hatch is one where he might think, you know what, if I'd have won that, maybe things could have been a bit different. But I also think Steve is humble enough to know, or to say that, you know what, I did my best, and that's the result that I got. But yeah, I mean, he's always had a good season, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think all the drivers was the best. I don't know where Nelly's going to finish up, because it was between him, SRI, and SGP.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, SRI's had a good result here in 4th, with SGP 5th, Nelly in 9th, so it might have hurt Nelly a little bit here. I mean, to be fair, SRI's had a fairly decent season as well. We'll move on from that, otherwise you get beheaded. No, I'm only messing. I mean, actually, you know, to be fair, how do you think your championship went?
Well, it's been one of my better ones, I would say. What race 8 into it was last race, yeah.
I mean, here's a question for you, actually. Why is it you can win races in open lobbies, but you've not really transferred that into the DGT Gold Star Championships?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Well, when we do the open lobbies, it's not, we go to tracks and it's not like you get to practice much, where like yourself, Steve F1 and SJP can go through a practice session on a Monday and go, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, this might be quicker there, and that, where me just goes, right, what's the lap time? Alright, that's fine. And then when we're racing, because we're racing, I'm like, okay, so I'm keeping up with people. I don't need to improve. I'll just push a wee bit harder if I can maybe push a wee bit harder into this corner, and that's when it starts to fall apart, because I'm braking late, got to get on the accelerator earlier, maybe in a different gear than everybody else. The car's drifting out, and I'm giving more steering lock on, and it's rubbing my tyres more. I know they're kind of my faults that I have, and it's me trying to program it, but
it's not always easy to do, though, is it? Because
yeah.
I mean, sometimes when it comes to racing, it's almost like an auto drive. Like you don't really choose what you do, you just do it. And I mean, it's what I remember having a conversation with someone a long time ago, which is, if you're having to think about what you're doing on the racetrack, then you'll lose lap time and you'll make mistakes. Whereas if you never really are thinking about what you're having to do, it just happens. Because it is so natural, it frees you up, it relaxes you. It's the little things like, okay, if you're thinking about it, you're like, right, okay, don't brake late here, tight, and you might just tense up on the steering wheel a little, and then you don't get the steering angle. And tiny little things like that. But it's one of those things in the heat of the moment. It's like, I suppose one way to look at it is, we've seen it before in the past, where you go, okay, this person is now leading a race and they've never led a race before. I wonder how they will get on. Because it's a completely new scenario, they may be looking more in their mirrors and thinking about what's happening around them and thinking about being in first than just doing whatever it was that they were doing to get into first. Whereas someone that has been in first many times isn't thinking about what's happening when they're in first. They're just driving.
Yeah, and well, race. I'm in the wrong race. I was looking at race 7. Or it should be race 8, shouldn't it? So Nelly was 6 points ahead of SRI in the championship. So he might. I don't know what position he came in, so he might still be ahead of SRI on 5th place. So that's quite a good first season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Nelly kicks on as well.
SJP, he done more of a start, didn't he?
Well, SGP, yeah, he did, yeah. Unfortunately for SGP, he's had some races where things just haven't gone right for him. But to be fair, I do know that SGP has been suffering with his legs, so I'm not surprised. They have
and also his throttle collaboration.
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that before, didn't we? In the previous week, yeah. I mean, it's very difficult for him. I mean, unfortunately for a few of the drivers, I mean, you know what? It's a shame that in this championship, Jason hasn't been able to really get his teeth into this championship. He's obviously missed a few races, and partly because he's been doing, I think, like this week, he's missed it because he's preparing for another Masters race in real life. And I can't fault him for that. If I had the opportunity to go racing in real life, I'd take it as well. I mean, to be honest, you know what? I'd love Jason to provide us with some footage, and maybe we could show it sometime on the DGT channel. It'd be absolutely brilliant to see, unless he crashes. But then that would be brilliant to see, as long as he's okay. But yeah, so Jason goes from winning a championship to, I think he's perhaps missed 4 races in this championship, so really couldn't get his teeth into it and couldn't kick on from the success that he'd had previously, which is a massive shame. But Jason is now one of those drivers who, if he gets to the front of a race, people are going to be concerned because he's been there before, he's done it before, he's won the races, he's won the championship. So he's more than capable of doing it again. So yeah, I feel for Jason. I mean, Art Powell, he's had a good season, missed a few races as well. I mean, I've never been in that situation of missing races, so I can't really comment on what it's like. But I can only imagine for some of them it's frustrating if they're really like. I mean, for someone like Bob, Bob's so chilled. It's like, I can't make the race tonight. It's okay. It's no problem. Other people, it's like, fuck, I can't make the race. And I'd be like that. I would be one of those where I know I would be frustrated if I couldn't make the race. Now, I know you've unfortunately missed a few races in the past. I don't know whether you can comment on it. I mean, is it difficult to really get into it if you're missing 2 or 3 races in a championship?
It depends how the championship's going for you. Like, if it's one that you've been struggling on, it's more harder. If it's one that you're kind of level with and you're like, okay, I've got a good feel for this, then it's not as hard. So it kind of depends on how you're feeling for that championship.
Yeah, I suppose
I'm still like fucking missing a race, like.
Yeah. I suppose in a way it might be different for you as well, because with you being an admin, you're obviously quite involved. But also, I think when you tend to miss races, you're there for the practice, and it tends to be things have happened on the Thursday that has led to missing a race. Whereas compared with Twilight, he's getting his end away, so he's probably not even thinking about the race.
If Twilight's not in the practice on a Monday, you find out he won't
on
be
a
in
Thursday.
Yeah, He's got that Japanese Willy Sucker 2000 and getting the baby juice sucked out before.
Dear.
And also Rich Blues, what a great defence on Demonar.
He's getting banned.
That was a great defence for somebody like Rich. Put up that much of a defence and keep Demonar behind them.
Yeah, you've done really well there, Rich. No, to be fair, he did absolutely nothing wrong. He absolutely brilliant defending, and yeah, fight for your position. Why not? Absolutely. Either that or he had no idea I was there. It could have been either. But no, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Rich is another one where, I mean, he's actually been getting on a bit earlier on a Thursday to get a few laps in and get into it. I know he's not been able to use his wheel as much in this championship as other ones. And I can only speak from experience, but I know when I've used, it's been a long time, but when I used to use a pad, I felt detached from what was happening, whereas when you're using the wheel, you are directly involved with what is happening on the road, and it is much more immersive. And I don't know whether that may be a bit of a factor for Rich a bit in this championship. I don't know, but
was he using a pad? I thought he was on a wheel. It don't look like he was on a pad.
No,
it wasn't his twitching.
Well, it depends on which camera you look at. But yeah, he was a little bit twitchy. I'm pretty sure he was on a pad. And I know he has been on a few races this championship, which is a bit of a shame. But to be fair, I mean, Rich has got a couple of young little weens. Yeah, at the end of the day.
And?
What?
And?
Well, okay, you've got 3 times more, but that's not the point. I mean, you had more. You matched Rich's baby count in one sitting. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean for yourself as well. I mean, having had twins
up in that square fish.
But yes, the square fish. People will have no idea what we're on about there, other than the drivers. But anyway, but yeah, for Rich, I think he's done. Rich has done well considering the limitations that he has of getting on. Gary, same thing. Gary's had a bit of a tough championship on occasion, a few moments of a couple of little moments of errors, but some brilliant moments as well. Absolutely brilliant moments. But I mean, let's not forget, Gary is preparing for a newborn coming in, and he's basically been rebuilding a house at the same time. So I mean, I think in the last year, Gary's pretty much moved house, moved job, got a baby on the way. So the fact that he even has time to turn up on a Thursday and give it a go is fair play to him. And he has even managed to get on the odd Monday as well, which is brilliant to see. Because I mean, I can understand if you've got a house that needs doing up and you've got a baby on the way. I can fully understand there's going to be a lot of pressure, or you've put pressure on yourself to get that stuff done. You might find it difficult to justify to yourself, like, how can I sit at a computer and play on a game for an hour when I've got a wall to plaster, or I've got the baby's room to paint, or I've got this needs doing. It would play on your mind, but at the same time, you have to take breaks to be more productive. Everybody has to do things for themselves to be more productive for other people. So that's what you need to. That's the reasons you need to give, Gary. I'm going in my loft and I'm playing on my game so I can be a better person for you, my dear.
And they are due this month when this video goes out, because my birthday's when this video goes out.
Oh,
so
well, happy birthday to you. You smell like poo. Oh dear. But no, happy birthday to you, Ray. I did not know.
So yeah, he's got a baby on the way. Watch this, it'll be a Thursday night and he'll be locked up in the loft and he can't get out.
Yeah, oh dear. Yeah, his phone will be buzzing downstairs. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, and I've said it before to Gary, if he needs anything, he can always give any one of us a shout. But I'm not carrying his loft piss bottle out of his loft for him.
No,
after that.
no.
Okay. Anyone else? Bob. I mean, Bob's another one. He's not been able to make all the races, but Bob has been also improving on his driving. He's very limited on what he's been able to, or how much he's been able to get on. But I mean, we've said it many times over different championships that, and I do feel we've had it with this one where it's not just about what gets reported and dealt with. I'm going off what we see. We seem to be seeing less and less of the big mistakes. Or the
Unless you're Jimmy.
well, yeah,
You just punt Neil into next week.
absolutely. But it's at places like the Mulsanne curve at the very end of the long straights here. I don't remember. I know we saw a few cars go off, but I don't think we actually saw any car hit someone else off there. I don't remember hearing about it either. Now that might be a first around this track, which if it is, well done to everybody. It's a bit like if you go to Monza and everyone gets through the first chicane and the second chicane without a pile up, well done. And I don't mean that sarcastically, I genuinely mean it. It isn't easy. And I tell you what, I was talking to SGP about this the other day. There's an American guy called Tim Kennedy. He's done a few podcasts and stuff. Been on Joe Rogan. He's been on the Undertaker's podcast recently. He's a former MMA fighter, and when the Twin Towers was destroyed, he enrolled to the Special Forces. They went into the army. He's now a inspirational speaker. There's a different word for it, but he's one of these. He's an inspirational speaker, but he's one of these people that, like, you could send him off into the woods and he could survive, he could live, he could hunt, he could kill, he could feed, and everything. And he does classes for people on all that kind of stuff as well. And the Undertaker's mate, who hosts the podcast, are talking to him, and he was on about how when COVID happened, he lost loads of. This is Undertaker's mate. He lost loads of weight, and he got fit, and he was walking, and he was running. And then when COVID disappeared and the restaurants opened, all of his exercise got swapped for food, and he got a bit chunky. And he'll say to this guy, so what would you say to someone who, like him, loves food, can't help it, loves food, hates exercise? What would you say to someone like me to lose weight and be better? And the guy said it's simple. Everybody thinks in that scenario of, it's going to take so much effort. But all you've got to do is be 1% better than yesterday. It's like, you know what? That's a good fucking point. So if you're a lazy...
What you're trying to say to me is I need to get one beer extra every day.
No, that's your interpretation of that message. No, but it's more like, okay, so I'm going to sort of use myself as a bit of an example here. Fat, overweight, tall, bearded guy, that's me, right? I can't really do exercise, I struggle. But if the exercise that I would normally do in a day is me walking around my apartment, well, if I can do 1% more of that, then that's better. And if the next day I can do 1%, so if it's, you know what, well, today I'm going to walk to the end of my drive and back, right? That's 1% better. Tomorrow, I'm going to walk twice the distance of my drive and back. That's another 1% better. It's those little 1% that can make the big difference. That's what I tell the ladies. But it's the same with the drivers on the racetrack.
What ladies?
Cheers, thank you very much. Hey, as my mother said to my niece today, there are no women worthy of David's love. And Holly said, it's not gay, you know. Which I'm not. But my mum was trying to sort of come to my defence of, the women are not worthy. They're not worthy. But anyway, diverge from the point I was making.
I would have been, if I was Holly, I would have said, "Oh, what, your son's gay?" And tell the boys.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, 1% better. You can balls. Right, okay. But yeah, so 1% better every time we go to the same racetrack. And that's kind of what we see, I think. We've talked about it a lot this championship, where certain corners where you'd normally see cars spinning, we've been seeing a lot less of that. And it's brilliant to see those little progressions all the way along. And yeah, mistakes are still going to happen. As we've said before, even the pros make big mistakes. Now,
and also, if you go to the start of when we formed, and now,
yeah,
there's more people up at the front, battling at the front, and a less. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, no, yeah, than when we started, where it was like you, Steve F1, SGP, Jason, kind of running away, and you would have 10, 15 seconds ahead of everybody, or maybe one driver would bugger off 10 seconds up the road. It's everybody is progressing, and it's getting closer and closer.
Absolutely.
So that's a way to see the 1% as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. If there's any of the drivers that we haven't talked about there, I do apologise. I'm not as prepared for this video as I normally am. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Keep up the good work, guys. And as always, if things do happen during the races that you're not happy about, feel free to report them, because the reporting process is also an educational tool for every single one of us. Okay, quick question for you, Ray. What's your favourite food?
My favourite food?
Yeah, what's your favourite food?
I don't know, like all food.
Oh.
If I was to narrow it down.
I'm partial to a Chinese, but I'm not a big fan of noodles myself. But what do women and noodles have in common?
I don't know.
Both wiggle when you eat them.
Oh,
Oh dear. I had to get one joke in there at least. Right, okay. Ray, I think we might have to wrap this one up, because I'm absolutely busting for the loot. I just want to say thank you, Ray, for joining us on all of the commentary sessions. It's, as always, it's been a pleasure. It's been very entertaining, and also you have been getting better and better at doing the commentary as well. I think you've been getting better and I've been getting worse. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to join up on a Friday or Saturday. Apart from when we did a Saturday morning, that was shit. I don't want to do that again.
It was
a Friday morning. Okay, that was even worse. Yeah, see, it was so bad. I got even put it a day. Yeah, I'm not doing that again unless we desperately have to. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's one of the highlights of my week.
Yeah, likewise, and plus, a big thank you to the drivers putting on the shows that they put on. Even though they're racing and they don't know they're putting on show, but they're putting on a show. And to the other admins behind the scenes that help out and do their part and whatnot. So yeah.
Absolutely. Right, and on that, thanks. Time to look then at the final final race result of the season, and then the championship standings to confirm everybody's position. And you know what, I'm going to announce this, and it's going to be a key, important championship standings rate, because the championship standings in reverse is going to set the grid for the first race of the Suzuki Swift Championship.
Fuck, I should have done shite.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I can say that we didn't make that decision until after this last race was completed, so nobody has benefited from having a bit of a shocker there. But not that anybody's had a shocker.
Did we? I must have been. I wasn't around Monday, so I never get built.
It wasn't Monday, it was Thursday.
You never told me Thursday, did you?
No.
What, last night? It wasn't last night.
No, it wasn't, was it? Oh, no.
So it was Monday
yeah,
when I wasn't around.
No, it wasn't Monday. No, it wasn't Monday. It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
You went on Wednesday. It
I
was
know.
only me and SGP.
I know, but SGP Wednesday morning gave me a lift to the hospital, and we were chatting about a few things. He then updated the admins on the information and got half of it wrong, didn't he? And we had to update. Yeah, and we had to tell him off. Say, no, it's not that. It's not that details. It's these details. And he was like, oh, no. As for the rest of the day, I don't know.
I didn't know about the campaign.
It was on the information that was shared in the admins chat. I'm sure it was Wednesday, yeah. Yeah, it was Wednesday after
Oh, no, because I was confused why the bugger put strong boost on when it wasn't a dirty. Yeah. So that's the first thing.
You focused on that, where the information, it's in that message. But yeah, it isn't going to be strong boost, folks. Basically, SGP thought it wasn't going to be a Gold Star Championship and got a few bits of information wrong. It is a Gold Star Championship, and the boost will be the same as what we've had in this championship. Right, okay. Yeah. Before we dig ourselves a hole and get any more information wrong as we go into the next championship with a Toyota Supra.
Up with the first hole you've been in a while.
You cheeky bastard. It depends. Does a bunker count as a hole? Not like a bunker underground, I mean a sand bunker. Cheers, thanks.
Big ones need to get some loving.
Oh dear. Right, and on that bombshell, not have a good one, everybody. We're going to check out the race and the standings. So, yeah. Cheers, Ray, for killing. I may have won a championship, but you definitely bring me back down to earth, don't you? Cheers. So, confirmation then of the race result. Conrad with the victory, the maximum 20 points ahead of Demon R in second place, 17 for him. Steve F1 in third, 15 points. SRI hold on to fourth for 13 points and SGP fifth for 12 points. And then we've got Art Pal in 6th place on 11 points, and then we've got Rich Blues in 7th on 10, Formula Gary in 8th on 9, and Nelly in 9th on 8, and Jimmy in 10th on 7. Now, I do believe there's been no reports placed from this race, which is a good thing. Obviously, we did see a few incidents happen, but I believe that all of them were dealt with on track at the time, which is one of the things that we like to see. And we do say in the DGT League that if you do cause an incident, wait for your victims and you can avoid getting any kind of penalty, unless it's something really, really, really stupid. But anyway, let's take a look then at what that result has done to the final championship standings. With a few drivers missing, it could have mixed things around a little bit. There we go. Demon R then confirmed champion for the 10th time. Congratulations to him on that. The first 10-time DGT champion ever. Because, he was there from the start. Steve F1 still not far behind, though, with plenty of championships. I think it's 6 or 7 now. And will always be in the hunt for future championships. Okay, 153 points for Demon R then. Steve F1 finishes on a top break, 147. There could be a few innuendos made there, but I won't make any. But yeah, Steve's had a great championship there. Third place, Conrad, 136 points. He may be asking what could have been if the start of the championship had gone as well for him as the end of the championship. And to be honest, I think there's a few others asking that question as well. Keep an eye out for Conrad in the future, because he is definitely making major gains in the way that he's racing. SGP holds on to 4th place on 104 points. He's had an up and down season, as we mentioned. Nelly in 5th place for a debut season. He's done really, really well. 96 points and just holds on to the 5th place because SRI finishing 4th in this race nearly stole the 5th place off him with the assistance of Jimmy towards the end of the race. So yeah, Nelly doing well, 5th place, 96 points ahead of SRI in 6th place on 95 points. Jason, last championships champion, 7th place on 70 points. I mean, that's not a bad average really, 10 points a race. Well, actually, there's 9 races, so less than 10 points a race. But Jason, as we mentioned, has missed a few races in this championship. Formula Gary sneakily jumps up to 8th place on 66 points. With Jimmy waiting at the end for Nelly there, it does mean that Jimmy's dropped down. So well done to Gary on that one, and well done to Jimmy for self-penalising yourself there. But yeah, moves down to 9th place on 65 points. We've then got a little bit of a gap to Art Pal in 10th place on 58 points. I think both he and Rich Blues actually moved up above Critical and Twilight, or at least above Critical, with Critical unable to race today. So again, Art Pal and Rich Blues having missed a few races in the championship. Critical for a debut season, he's actually done really well with the difficulties that we talked about. It'll be very interesting to see how he gets on and what progress he can make in the coming future. 13th place Twilight, obviously he also has missed a few races this championship with trying to save a few gyms and potentially new dating life, I believe. I mean, I don't know, Twilight, here we are week in, week out racing, and a little bit of a sniff of a snatch and away he's gone. But obviously I'm joking. A person's personal life comes before any kind of gaming entertainment. Okay, unless you're single, and then it doesn't. But anyway, yeah, Twilight with a tricky championship there. Down in 13th place. Bob 14th on 30 points, and as we mentioned, has missed quite a few races again. And then we've got a couple of non-scorers who were unable to race. Now, one of the things that DGT has been doing over the last few months is running some online open lobbies with the idea of seeing if there's any potential new drivers that could come into the league, the likes of Nelly and Critical, and that still will be continuing going forward, although we have been a little bit limited as to how much we've been able to do that recently, just because of time and yeah, with the time of year, people having kids and stuff like that. But hopefully over the coming weeks we will be able to get some online lobbies done to see if we can find a couple more drivers just to fill up, try and fill up the lobby a little bit more. But obviously, as we've mentioned before, it's got to be the right type of people. Right, I think I've waffled for long enough. I've made plenty of mistakes throughout this video, but what I will say is it's always been a pleasure putting together the videos and doing the commentary for the DGT races, because even though I'm involved in them, I've recorded them, although I try not to take much notice when recording them, so that when it comes to commentating on them, like, I'm trying to see it for the first time, and to a degree I am, because I don't get to see what SGP's recording for the main screen. But it's always a pleasure watching and commentating on the races, because it's always exciting. There's always action. There's always a story to tell. And it really is an absolute pleasure to commentate on it. And even more so when we see the improvements that the drivers make that we've talked about towards the end of this commentary. As for how this championship has gone, I think to a degree it's been a great success. The Aston Martin has been a brilliant car, but it has also been a tricky car. But that was one of the factors, not that we wanted it to be tricky. We said from day one with this car, it's a great fun car to drive, but you do have to drive it. You can't just plant the throttle and forget about what you're doing. You have got to drive it. But yeah, absolutely brilliant entertainment all the way through. And now I'm going to take a little bit of a break, not for long, no, because we will be on to the next championship next week. Straight into a new championship so that we can try and get that done before the summer holidays really kick off. Right, that is definitely enough waffle from me. So you know what to do: like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, and if you've got any dodgy jokes you want us to tell, feel free to send them to the page. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you all again soon.